We're back, people, and today we're going to film on Alec Ingold, Miami Dolphins fullback. He just got a contract extension, definitely deserved. He's such an underrated part of this offense this past season. Like, I don't think people understand, like, how important his part is. He's basically the tight end, too. There's a reason him and Smythe got contract extensions because they're such good fits for the team, and it's just the versatility, like, that they bring to blocking in all, facets of the offense, whether it's run blocking, pass blocking. They also get involved in the receiving game. But Ingold, just the versatility, especially on the run concepts, the way he's able to be used. And he's just a little, important tool. Like, defenses will try to read. And the way he's able to move around motion pre-snap, the things he's doing post-snap, it really puts the defense in tough positions. And then Ingold just does great blocking. Like, here he gets one-on-one with a defensive end out in space, and he just drives Hendrickson down the line of scrimmage. That's a good player. He meets him one-on-one. You can see the explosion here off the line. Like, takes a good angle, gets down, squares him up, and look at the power to just create that displacement. He moves this guy, throws him out of the way, and then sticks with it. Starts driving, sustain, moving, all the displacement that you could ask for. Ingold was absolutely dominant this past season. Here we got Ingold lined up as like an off-ball tight end. They motion Smythe with him. You can just see all the different creative ways both of them are used. A lot of times that will be Ingold in the motion. It just, keeps the defense off balance. But here, just working versus Judon on the edge with the help from Smythe on a combo here, it just shows you what they can both bring to this offense. But he's squaring up. He sticks with him, keeps driving him down the line of scrimmage. Very nice work. He's sustained. He's still on Judon and the play's over. But it helps just make a nice little crease here. Angles, so many different things that they help create, and it's just like little chess pieces for McDaniel to work with each and every play. Even out in space, like, he's aligned as a receiver in the slot. Like, he did it out in the slot, he did it out wide, picking people off, just destroying DBs, help creating lanes on the screen passes like this. He always takes pretty good angles, just adjusting. He sees his mark right here, breaks down, boom. You can see the power to take this DB. You try to work past him like that, and he's gonna destroy you. Like, he is so important. Like, I really can't stress how important he is to this offense. I don't think people truly understand it, like the versatility. Then it's such a key part of that 49ers offense. If you ever watched, Kyle Juszczyk and George Kittle, how they're used. Honestly, Ingold is kind of used as both of those players in this offense for the Dolphins, especially when run blocking. Lined up in the backfield this time, like as just the running back. And here you just see him be a lead blocker, destroy a defensive end. Truly, just square him up, put him on his back, pancake block. From a fullback to a defensive end, like usually, you're thinking fullbacks are meeting outside linebackers in the hole. He just takes on number 99 right here, squares him up. Power, hands, extension, drive those legs, put him to the ground. These are the types of plays that make defenses not want to go against you. He also got involved in the passing game. I'm not going to show a bunch of his receptions, but just show the little versatility that he added. He was used a lot on those RPOs. But just here, you can see how it throws the defenses off. Like, the first step goes this way. Looks like he might go with the puller, be coming across. He did this all the time last season. But it's sort of that reverse back around. And they would even do this, but then he would reverse back around and be the lead blocker on a reverse or something. But this time, it's just him going out of the flat. And he's just a nice little check down option. Proved to have pretty reliable hands and just be a solid option to have in the flat. This time, Ingold, as the fullback, the little shift pre-snap, and then work straight down the middle. Just so many different ways that you can use him. They've done this a bunch of different ways where he would just align straight up ISO, and then he motions to the side, and then he would just get out, be the lead block on the edge. But this time he just sort of inserts back to the middle, meets CJ Mosley in the hole, puts him, on his back again. Like, he's just doing this to linebackers, defensive ends, outside linebackers. It doesn't matter who. He's getting low. He's got that leverage. You could just see the pop that he's delivering to these defenders. And just all the different ways that he's doing it too. And a lot of times in space, you got to be able to block in space and on the move in this offense when you're that player. Ingold used a lot as the pass protector, as the main running back in the backfield, the guy you want in pass pro on obvious passing situations. He destroyed a bunch of guys. Sometimes he would cut like this. They slide to the left, give the offensive line a pretty easy job here. And Ingold just one-on-one with the defensive end. That's Alex Highsmith, who also got paid this offseason too. He's a pretty good player. He just takes him out. Sometimes he doesn't even chop block. Sometimes he'll just absolutely destroy a person. But here, chop block, take him off his feet. Keep to a clean. All you got to do is slow him down just enough because everything is timing in this offense. Just another area where he helps out the team. Here we got him outside as a receiver, close enough, get the crack back, and, stuff up everything else. He ends up crackbacking his guy so well that he ends up taking multiple people out of this play, like some defensive linemen who are in pursuit. They're getting this crack toss action, and he just, boom, puts 41 down, slows up all of these players here, too, who have to go around it. That defensive lineman gets tripped up, just taking great angles, decleating people constantly. Like, you could make a whole highlight reel just based off his plays where he decleats people. Here we get Ingold just like as a true basic fullback, no motion pre-snap. Don't even see the Dolphins do this a ton. Usually there's a little bit of motion going on, but just straight lead into the hole, follow off the back of him, meet 51. Like, there's this whole space to work with. He meets 51 in the hole, drops his shoulder into him, sustains long enough for Mostert to burst through. Just nice job squaring someone up, playing with solid technique. Just really overall under control. Gets very low. He always wins the leverage battle too. He's always getting very low, driving those legs. And then, maybe could have sustained a little bit longer, but does his job long enough. We're about to see a nice little 3-play sequence, all back-to-back for Ingold. All 3 plays in a row where he was in the game, and he had a huge effect on all of them. He's used a lot. He was used a lot like this. Him and Smythe as like that off-ball tight end. He's basically the tight end to get that motion pre-snap, motion him across, and then block the unblocked defensive end on the other side. And he does a really good job adjusting his angle here, getting upfield to make sure, because he's reading this, he feels the flow of his defense end and closing down quickly, so he knew he has to get upfield to cut him off, and he does. He gets low, positions himself nicely, and then gets control of the situation once he gets exactly where he wants to be, and helps give Jeff Wilson a nice little lane there with the rest of the line. The next play, very similar stuff, but no motion pre-snap, and he just cut blocks the other defensive end. Versatility, doing it in different ways, being impactful every play that you're out there. That's what Ingold was doing, and it was always slightly different, which keeps the defenders on their toes, and he just, boom, takes him out. He was chop blocking a lot of defensive ends in this game. He even did it to Myles Garrett at one point. Then to finish the drive after the 2 long runs, Dolphins go to their seam rail slide RPO, and you get Ingold out into the flat. He catches the ball, spins around, shows off some fluidity and athleticism to dive for the end zone, the body control to get there, to finish off the drive after getting 2 very key blocks on the plays right before for Jeff Wilson, and he gets the touchdown. Ingold can make some big plays like this too, and this is such a staple to this offense. And a lot of times when going to the flat, it was guys like Ingold or other some tight ends, and usually Ingold was one of the more effective guys with the ball in their hands out of the tight end group. Ingold here, basically playing as an inline tight end, and he absolutely does his job to perfection. They're running to his side of the field, doing a little, pre-snap motion movement. They're running outside zone. He's on the outside shade of this defensive end here. He helps, get low, get leverage, attack the low hip, allows Austin Jackson to then hook him, reach that guy. So he does a really good job of helping out the right tackle. And then once he does that, he climbs the second level, takes another great angle to cut off this linebacker, who he also destroys and puts out of the way. Just taking out 2 defenders, doing exactly his job, helping out the offensive lineman, which then allows the running back to capture the edge and pick up, a quality 7-yard gain. Last play, the run breakdown here for Alec Ingold. One of my favorite plays of the entire season, the one versus the Packers. I've probably shown this in so many different videos, like throughout, this past season. I was just showing this Ingold clip a lot where he just gets the motion, and look what he does to this guy, dude. Like, you don't see fullbacks doing this a lot, where they are just constantly decleating these guys. There's a reason he just became, I think, the highest paid fullback in the league, or one of them. I wasn't exactly sure. I think with incentives, he's the highest paid in the league. I'm not sure with the base pay, but Ingold just knows when to, completely attack. He does, he goes very, aggressive at these guys when he's going to chop block them, but he goes a little more patient here. Doesn't want to, over pursue. This guy's got a lot of space to work with. They snap the ball pretty early, so, he's not a lot of momentum and closer to him. So he has to, take a little bit of a patient work there, and he just destroys that guy. Absolutely destroys him. It's honestly really funny to watch. And, they get the touchdown out of it too. Ingold deserves this touchdown for just how dominant that block was. He deserved a lot more touchdowns for how important he is to this offense. I think him and Smythe really go underrated. Obviously, when you're looking at a lot of the star power this offense has, those guys are very key to McDaniel's scheme. You need a tight end and a fullback that can really block, and Smythe and Ingold are, sort of like those unheralded players that don't get a ton of credit, but are very important. I mean, Smythe, very underrated. Could you possibly, upgrade? It's like, yes, you could have George Kittle, which is the ideal player to have in this offense, but Smythe is just a much better fit than what like Gesicki was, and that's why he got that contract extension. Really was the title one last year. He also has a key block right there to carry his defensive tackle into the end zone. You can see him and Hunter Long celebrating like, hey, we just did that. And then Ingold absolutely doing what he does best. So you guys know the video, make sure to comment, say, oh, but that's against the Tempees.